With just over a month to go before the November 8th general elections in the U.S.V.I, a new poll shows incumbent Governor Albert Bryan Jr. in a commanding position over his closest rivals. The poll, released by VI Tech Stack in collaboration with the University of the Virgin Islands Center for Excellence in Leadership and Learning, has proven accurate in the past, for instance, in the 2018 general election. This Friday's poll shows the gubernatorial ticket of Bryan and running mate Tregenza Roach holding a 22.8-point lead over the closest challengers, independents Kurt Vialet and Sarauw, 48.7% to 25.9% respectively. 23% of poll respondents said they were still undecided. Independent gubernatorial team Ronald Pickard and Elroy Turnbull and Independent Citizens Movement ticket Stephen Frett and Gregory Miller Jr. polled territory-wide at 1.4% and 1% respectively. Pollsters say this survey of registered voters has a 3.82% margin of error. The Bryan Roach team has strong support in St. Thomas and St. John, with a 40-point average in that area. On St. Croix, however, the incumbents only have a 3.6-point lead over Vialet Sarauw. In the legislative races, Angel Bolquez Jr., a Democrat, seems to have a comfortable lead over independent Sherry-Ann Francis in the at-large race. Bolquez is performing equally well in both districts, with roughly 21-point leads in each. On St. Croix, the top-performing candidates are tightly clustered, with Democrats Novell E. Francis Jr. leading with 11%, followed by Kenneth Gittins at 10.8%, Maurice James with 9.7%, and Independent Franklin Johnson polling at 9.5%. The next tier of candidates are also running neck and neck, with only 2.6 points currently separating the fifth-place candidate from the 12th. Democrat Diane T. Capehart was fifth with 6.4%, Independent Michael J. Springer Jr. and Democrat Javon James tied at the cutoff point in sixth place with 5.8% each. Independent Patricia James was eighth with 5.3%, Democrat Genevieve Whitaker and Independent Samuel Carrion were ninth with 5%, Democrat Ophelia Williams-Jackson was 11th with 4.7%, and Independent Devin Carrington was 12th with 3.8%. In the St. Thomas and John district, current Senate President, Democrat Donna Fred Gregory had a significant advantage over all other candidates at 17.5%. The second-place finisher, Democrat Milton E. Potter, received 10.6%. All 6 of the top finishers are incumbent senators. The poll also quizzed voters on the most important issues to them this election cycle. Healthcare, the economy, and education were the topics that topped the list. On St. Croix, healthcare was the top issue by an overwhelming margin, chosen by 42.2% of respondents as their most pressing concern. Only 23.9% of Crucians said the economy mattered most to them. That order was reversed on St. Thomas and John. Only 17% of respondents flagged healthcare as a top concern, compared with 31.4% who thought the economy was the most pressing issue.